Hi everybody. According to the television and the president and the newspaper, the average American is struggling. You are a victim. You are disadvantaged. You just may not know it yet. It is very difficult to make ends meet. It is nigh on impossible to put food on your back or clothes on the table. And in the spirit of helping out my fellow man, I want to share with you today a method that I have utilized a few times in my life to generate a little bit of extra cash flow for the family. I typically don't frequent the estate sale circuit. It's because the only reason I would want to buy something at an estate sale is to possibly sell it again for profit. See, I have plenty of junk, knickknacks, trinkets, whatever, already in my house. So I wouldn't be buying things to clutter up my house even further. I would just be buying them to resell. However, the people that put on estate sales typically price the stuff at market value because that's what they do for a living. They aren't going to just not see an ancient Chinese jade sculpture or a Fabergé egg and price it at $10. So I typically don't hunt for that sort of treasures at the estate sales. I shy away from them. However, I broke my pattern the other day. I saw that it was the last day of an estate sale locally, and what caught my eye was there was an ad that says $5 a box of anything. Last day, come on in, bring your box, and take whatever you want. So here's what I got. I kind of went a different route than trying to hand pick antiques or collectibles. I went to the total opposite end of the scale. Everything was gone that was of any collectible value or demand on the antique market. But what I did find in the shed and in the garage were these things. And this is something that the estate sale organizers probably don't have on their radar. They're looking for Beatles White Album records and Rolex watches in the back of the sock drawer, or antique flasks made of silver, engraved by Alexander Hamilton, or anything like that. They're not worried about scraps. But me, I'm kind of a scrapper. It's in my blood. And here's what I found. This is my $5 worth of items, and I'm going to see if I made a wise purchase or if I just wasted my time. Because I did drive about 20 minutes to get to the estate sale. And I was digging through the shed like a shed digger would. And I'll separate out everything I got, and then we'll calculate it out and see what we have. I got some brass, for one thing. These are old valves from, I think, the laundry room, and they look silver, but I scraped off right here a little bit, and it's brass underneath. That's yellow brass, high grade. So we'll put this here. I got all these valves. There's a nice one there. That's something you can be proud of. So, got some brass here. And this too, brass. And you know, this was floating around in there, Springfield Quality Foods. Matches. You know, I have a few cardinal rules of life, of things I don't ever pay for. And one of those things is matches. I don't ever pay for matches. So there's some brass. Brass is worth a lot of money per volume. It's very heavy, and scrapyard will pay quite a bit for it. Okay, I also have some wire. And there's different grades of copper wire. We'll start with the good stuff here. This is romex solid core wire, like house wire. If you look there, this is the good stuff. If you were to strip this, it wouldn't be really difficult, and then it would be worth almost $3 a pound, but I don't want to expend any labor in this affair, so for my calculations, I'll just figure up what the insulated wire is worth without stripping, which I think is about $2 a pound. So that's all my romex. Oh wait, what's this? More. Boom. See, the people at the estate sale, they're not thinking about this stuff. See, they're into the model trains and the neon beer signs. They aren't interested in what's lurking in the rafters, the scraps. And it's tricky the way those estate sales work. They say it's an estate sale, but oftentimes most of the stuff that's there on the premises is inventory that they've accumulated from other sales that just hasn't sold yet. That's why everybody just has a full house. When you get there, it's like, where do these people sleep? So the next thing we'll look at is these old extension cords, and they're really not worth using as extension cords. See, they're all frayed. I don't think I'd use that. I don't even know what kind of connection that is. But as far as scraps, it's fine. That is not as good of grade wire as the romex because it's stranded copper wire. But you know, that's still worth money. And here's a little more solid wire there. And these brass fittings. That's like nickels in your hand there if you can come up with that stuff. So there's that, and here's some miscellaneous. And then this isn't worth much. The phone wire, that's copper, but you're not going to get paid a lot for that. Here's a lamp cord. Lamp cord, that goes in with your number 2 insulated copper. The phone cord, we'll throw that to the birds. And this, my friends, was the best score of the outing. Copper pipe. This was laying there in the rafters, and I got a couple pieces of 1/2 inch and one piece of 3/4 inch copper pipe. I'm tempted to try to sell these on Craigslist, but I don't think so. I think I'll just sell them to the scrapyard. So that's what I have. This was my $5 box of goodies. Brass fittings. Solid core romex copper. Spiderweb tangle of extension cords. And the copper pipes, which are right here. So I'll break out the scale and see what we have. I'm back. I broke out my postage scale and I've weighed everything. I also have a price list from the last time I went scrapping to kind of determine what this stuff was worth. The pipe, just this pipe, these 3 pieces of pipe down here, that's worth $12.91. The brass, I like brass. I'm a brass man. The brass is worth $8.18. That's amazing to me. Just that handful of brass right there. $8.18. Moving on to the extension cords. That's number 2 insulated copper wire. Sells for about 85 cents a pound in my scrapyard. That's $6.55 right there in that milk crate. And the heavy hitter today is the romex. That's 11.8 pounds at $1.22. Yields $14.39. Ding, 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 winner, winner. So my total, grand total, for my estate sale scrapping adventure is a whopping $42.03. Can you see that? Sorry about the camera light. Maybe with this $42.03. I can get some lights for the shop. But that's just to show you that with a little bit of ingenuity and free thinking, you know, you got to think laterally. You have to think out of the box and all that good stuff. You're not going to find a autographed Joe DiMaggio jersey for $6.35 at the clothes table at an estate sale. It's not going to happen. Those people know what they're doing most times at those estate sales. But what you can do is get your hands dirty, be a little bit of a bottom feeder, scrounge around, and you'll be rewarded. You will be handsomely rewarded, and you will not be a victim or disadvantaged. You'll be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You will be able to prosper in your family life, finance, spiritually, all because of a few pieces of copper wire and brass fittings that belonged to a dead fellow. Thanks for watching.